I am so exhausted right now. Last night I got home from Hawaii. I was there for over a week. I want to say 9 days. And I left Hawaii at 4 a.m. Well, our flight wasn't at 4, but we had to get up at 4 a.m. And then this morning I had to get up at 7 a.m., my first day back, because I had a photo shoot that was a few hours away. And then I went and did the photo shoot and came back, and it took me 2.5 hours to get home. I just got home and it is 4 p.m. So basically, for some reason, because 7 here is 4 a.m. in Hawaii. So I woke up at 4 a.m. 2 days in a row, basically, because I'm still on Hawaii time. And now it's 4 p.m. now that I'm back at home. Aside from all of that, I had a weird kind of topic that I want to talk about today that I was thinking about on my drive home. It's the topic of feeling stagnant and feeling like even though so much is going on in my life and so many great things are happening, I feel a little bit stagnant. On my channel, we've talked about all of my ups and downs before. We've talked about breakups. We've talked about going through college, and we've talked about money issues. We've talked about family issues. We've talked about feeling stagnant before, honestly. We've talked about me not having hobbies. We've talked about me figuring myself out. We've talked about a lot of things. And I've reached a point in my life where I'm really happy. I'm really grateful. I feel like I've accomplished and gotten through a lot. I'm not saying that I don't feel good or happy with how far I've come, because I truly feel actually incredible about those things. But I feel like I've reached a point where I'm a bit confused on what the next steps are. What do I want to do, and how do I take those steps? I have a ton of ideas of business ventures I want to take, plans of things that I want to do. I'll give you examples. I really want to find a mentor, a business mentor. I want to find a YouTube mentor, and I want to start a few different business ventures like buying real estate. I want to figure out a few digital assets that I can sell. I want another business that I won't mention yet, just because I don't know how realistic it is and I don't want to put it out into the world yet. But I have a few different business venture ideas. I definitely need a mentor within that space before I can even begin anything to do with those business ventures. Because I don't know where to start with those things, I kind of feel like I'm just stuck in a place. I have no direction. My favorite thing about YouTube is that I can talk about all the different things going on in my life, and it's not like I really chose a specific niche. I feel like the niche on my channel is just me and my thoughts, and it's like my diary almost. As much as I always felt like, oh, I should have stuck with blank, insert whatever niche there. I truly am happy that I've just let this be a place where I can express myself, because if not, I'd probably reach a point where I feel the same way about YouTube, where I don't know where to take my YouTube channel or whatever, because I've gotten to that place before. Whenever I box myself in, I'm like, I don't know what else to do. But yeah, so I'm kind of reaching a point of this stagnant feeling where I signed another lease in this apartment. We're staying here. I don't know what's next for me right now. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a thing. And I don't know how comfortable I am with it, because for so long, my life has been chaotic. When I was a kid, my parents got divorced. I was around 10 or 12, maybe 11. My parents got divorced, and they both moved a lot. And I basically lived out of a suitcase, because I would go back and forth between the two of their houses. Plus, they would move a lot. So I really didn't want to unpack. And then I would travel to my friends' houses a lot too, and just stay the night at their houses. So I really lived out of backpack, suitcase, whatever. And then I moved to LA. My housing didn't move too much. within the first 3 months, I moved into a place that I stayed in for, I think, 3 years. And so that didn't change, but my career changed. My schooling changed. Like, a lot happened within the first few years of me living here. Moved in with a couple of my friends in our own apartment. I was in school full-time. I worked full-time as a sales associate stylist at the Guess in Santa Monica. And then I also worked in Culver City. And then I got an internship at the corporate office, I guess, in downtown LA. And then I stopped working at the other 2 jobs and I got a full-time job at the downtown office. And then my job changed a lot. And then I graduated college and I was coming out at the time. And I made a lot of new friends. And then my dad moved to LA. And then I was hanging out with other people that did YouTube a lot. And we would hang out and make videos all the time together. And I was also still full-time working. And then my dad moved away. And then I started school again, which was crazy. I went online because I wanted to get my bachelor's. Then my dad passed away. That was a crazy thing. Then I went through a breakup. And then I started dating again. And then I got engaged. And then I quit my job, started working at a different company, MedMen. And then I quit my job to do social media full-time. And then I called off my engagement and moved back to NorCal. And then I worked really hard to make social media a full-time job. And I moved in with my sister. And then I moved in with my sister and one of my close friends. And I was trying to date again after a while. And then I was traveling to LA a lot because I missed it. And then I moved back to LA. And then I met Daisy. And everything calmed down. And the last year has been a lot of travel, but it's been a lot of calmness. It's been a lot of stillness. It's been a lot of actually relaxation, which has been really nice, but I'm not used to that with everything that my life has been. I'm almost not comfortable with the stillness, with the comfortability of my life right now. It's weird because, like, I definitely don't thrive under pressure. I don't. I get, like, hives from too much pressure. But at the same time, like, having a really comfortable life for the last year is terrifying. I look back at it and, like, this is not a video to complain about how comfortable my life has been. This is a video to say, what do I do with this stillness? Where do I go from here? Because I don't want this calmness to be a lack of, like, motivation and a lack of, like, thriving for more. Because sometimes I do feel that way. I don't want to lose, like, my drive. Oh, I was reading this book and it's about your mindset, and it's called Winning Mindset. In one of the chapters, it talked about how your mind is built to survive. So if you are not trying to survive, if you're not, focused on feeding yourself, housing yourself, that type of thing, then your mind creates other problems and tries to solve those issues instead. And sometimes they're just irrelevant issues. So I hope my mind finds a way for me to, like, grow and for me to strive for more and not let the comfortability turn into other issues, because that's what our minds do. They find other problems to solve because our minds are meant to solve problems. Like, that's what they're there for. And sometimes in being stagnant, you're letting your mind create other issues if you're not aware of it. So yeah, I'm kind of in a place where I'm like, how can my mind problem solve new ideas and, like, figure out how to make these new ideas a reality instead of creating issues within my life that I don't need just because my my body is used to chaos. I want to make sure I'm like putting my mind to the right thing. And talking about finding new ways to like keep my brain occupied, and in my book that I'm reading, Winning Mindset, there's a quote that is from a Greek philosopher, Archilochus, that says, "We don't rise to the level of our expectations, we fall to the level of our training." And I think that's kind of why I want to find a mentor, somebody to help me grow, because I can only train myself so far, and then I need help, whether that's from Google searches, YouTube videos, reading, or having a mentor. And I think that's kind of like my next step that I really want to take. I think also the reason I feel stagnant sometimes is because since a lot of my life was so chaotic, I always had people around, and I've always had mentors in the sense that I was working corporate jobs, and so I had people around to keep me growing. And right now, I'm so grateful for my job. I absolutely love doing social media full time, but I don't have that same sense of like community with people that will continue to push me, other than like my friends and family and my girlfriend Daisy. And they can only do so much because they also have their own, goals and their own jobs that aren't the same as mine. So they can only help so much. This video is not to say, oh, I feel stagnant, I don't know what to do. It's more of a video to say, I'm trying to figure that out. And if you guys have ideas and can help in any way, I would love to hear. I just need like a team around me. I need people around me to help motivate me and help me from feeling like I need chaos in my life. That's what I've been thinking about recently, especially on my drive home today. That was 3 hours long. Now I'm starving and I need a nap, aka I need to scroll through TikTok for an hour because I hate naps, but I need something to turn my brain off, or at least give me a little chuckle. Definitely let me know your thoughts on feeling stagnant, whether that's in your job, your career, your life, your friendships, whatever it is. I would love to hear your thoughts and like how you can also pull yourself out of that and start making bigger decisions for yourself. Let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.